Ladies and gentlemen. Is this even necessary right now? Probably not. But you want it to stay on anyway. I know you do. What is going on? It is Tuesday. It is the 4th of April. And we are here. We are chilling in my car. And lately, I've been engaged in some mental combat. And usually, when I'm pulling off some sick combos, you can expect a thought of the day. And today's thought of the day is about confrontation. What? I know. It's scary. It's difficult. It's uncomfortable. It's unpredictable. But it's necessary. And it's about to go down right now in my car. I want to ask you a question. If I said that confrontation was difficult for most people, would you agree with me? Yes or no? If you're like me, then you probably said yes, Mayar. Confrontation is difficult for most people. But if you said, no, Mayar, I love confrontation, bring it on, then you're weird and you need to get out of my car. No, I'm just kidding. I'm weird too. Get back in my car. But confrontation is less scary. It's less difficult. It's less uncomfortable. It's more predictable when you have the right tools on your tool belt. And that's what I want to talk with you about tonight. But before I do, I want to share something with you that happened to me a couple of years ago. I was supervising 2 airmen. I had 2 troops, and one of them was my workhorse. He was my get-it-done guy. He was so mechanically and electrically inclined that he was teaching me. But there was something else about him. He had a kind of like an ongoing problem with being late. He had a problem with being on time. I remember one morning, it was a Monday morning, it was 7:30. I was at the shop. He wasn't there. I remember thinking to myself, maybe he had some time off that he scheduled, or maybe he had an appointment that I failed to ask about. So I texted him. I said, hey man, what's going on? Where you at? I didn't get a reply. He came into the shop about 15 minutes later, 7:45. I say, hey, what's up, man? And he goes, sorry, Simon, I apologize. I'm late. I was up late last night. I had a slow start to the morning. Won't happen again, sir. Sorry. And I said, oh, okay, cool, man. It's no problem. If you can, just please go to bed a little bit sooner next time, okay? He said, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. 2 days later, it's Wednesday morning. It's 7:30. He's not at the shop. I text him. 15 minutes later, he comes in. Sorry, Rastami, I apologize. I was stuck behind a tractor on the way into work. Okay, what time do you leave in the mornings? 7:15, sir. How long does it take you to get into work? It takes about 15 minutes, sir. Well, you're not really leaving any room for error. Please, just try to leave a little bit sooner next time. That's within your control. Can you do that? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, appreciate it. Address and press. It's Friday morning, 2 days later. It's 7:30. He's nowhere to be seen. I'm like, okay. I call him, he doesn't pick up. I text him, he doesn't pick up. I'm like, what's going on this time? I get a phone call a couple minutes later. It's about 7:47 right now. I pick up the phone. It's my section chief. Rastami, yes, sir. Rastami, I need you and so-and-so, my airman, to be at the base theater at 8 o'clock. Yes, sir. Rastami, you guys are receiving your medals at the commander's call. Did you know that? No, sir. Rastami, make sure you and him are there at 8 o'clock. Yes, sir. Rastami. Yes, sir. Is he there? No, sir. Where is he? I don't know, sir, but I'll find out. Rastami, yes, sir. Make sure that he makes it there at 8 o'clock. He should not be late to his medal citation ceremony. Yes, sir. He hangs up the phone. I hang up the phone. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I've called him, I've texted him, I try calling him back, I try texting him again. I get no response. It's getting closer to 8 o'clock. I look at my watch, I gotta go. Gotta be at the base theater. I pull up to the base theater, I get inside. They quickly, hey, hurry up, usher me onto the stage. I get onto the stage. I'm at parade rest. I'm waiting for my medal. I'm waiting for the ceremony to start. It's 1 minute until showtime. It's 7:59. And I look down the aisle of the base theater, and there he is. He's running in full sprint to the stage. He gets up on the stage. He stands next to me. He's panting. He's about to tell me what's going on, what happened. And then I hear, room, 10 shut. Everyone stands up. It's too late. The ceremony just started. Commander comes forth. Attention to orders. They read the citations. I receive my citation. I turn to the right. Take, shake, salute. I go to the back. Got my medal. Next person. It's my airman. He gets a citation read. Take, shake, salute. He goes to the back. Mind you, he's still panting. His uniform looks like shit. It looks like he just put it together like a few minutes prior to like driving in. The ceremony's over. It's time to leave. I go to try to find him. But before I can find him, I get stopped by like 3 senior NCOs who want to tell me the same thing. Rastami, yes sir. What's up with so-and-so? He's almost late to his own medal citation. His uniform looks like trash. Yes sir. I'll talk with him about it. Thank you, sir. Three separate people talk with me. Before I get to him, he leaves. He made his way to the shop. He's the kind of person that he needed to be immersed in his work. Like, getting to the job, getting in a truck, being on the work site gave him peace. He just liked to disappear in his job, his work. It was his passion. It's kind of his safe place too, his scapegoat. But I remember, before I left the base theater, I noticed something was on the floor of the stage. And it was a case. And I go to the case, I pick it up, and it's actually a case for a medal. And I open up the medal, and it's an achievement medal. And it has his name inside the case. Now, if you're unfamiliar with promotion ceremony or decoration ceremonies, the first time that you receive a medal, you actually get the actual, like, the physical medal. Every subsequent time, it's like you just get the decoration citation. It's just, a paper. But I said, whoa, he forgot his actual medal. This is a significant thing. I just kind of put it in my pocket, and I forgot about it. I get to the shop, and I realize that I have to talk with him about what just happened. It happened on Monday. We talked. It happened on Wednesday. We talked. And I don't like having to do this, but it's necessary. They say that if it happens once, it's a mistake. If it happens twice, it's a coincidence. And if it happens 3 times, it's a habit. It's a pattern. And I had to make sure that I was stopping negative patterns and habits from forming, stopping mistakes from becoming patterns. And I had to draft it up. I drafted up the letter of counseling, and I put it on my desk without anything else on the desk. I just have a letter of counseling on the desk, and there's a pen there too. And I gotta call him in. I call him into the office, and I could tell he's nervous, and it was uncomfortable. And I try to break the ice. I know that he loves baseball, so I go, hey man, what happens when you swing at the ball 3 times and you miss? And he goes, you're out. And I said, yeah. And it was a really lame joke. We didn't laugh. It was just awkward and uncomfortable. But I said, listen, man, I have to tell you about the significance of what happened. Monday, this was a problem. Wednesday, this was a problem. I don't really want to hear about what happened today. We talked about it. And let me paraphrase what's going on in this letter of counseling. And I told them about everything that was in the letter. And I told them about how it would have an effect. It was going to have an impact on his overall assessment rating at the end of the reporting period, at the end of his EPR, his enlisted performance report, his annual rating. And I remember the more I went on, and the more serious I guess I kind of sounded, the more nervous he got, and he was sweating, and it was kind of, I didn't want to put him in that position. That wasn't the intent. And after I was done paraphrasing the letter of counseling, I hand him the pen, because it's his turn to sign. But I thought to myself, this is my workhorse. This is my guy. This is the guy that knows how to get the job done, and I value him. And I saw the potential in him. I hand him the pen. He goes down to sign his name on the LOC, the letter of counseling. Before the ball of the pen touches the paper, I said, stop. And he looks up. He looks up at me with a bewildered look on his face. I said, no. I don't believe this is happening. I said, this isn't a summary of who you are. This is not an accurate representation of the person that I know. And I just remembered I had his medal in my pocket. And I took his medal out of my pocket. and I put it on the table. And he was in shock. And I said, the airman that I know is the one that earned this medal after 3 years at his last base, doing good work. The airman that I know has potential. The staff sergeant select one day that I know is the person who epitomizes what this medal represents, not this letter of counseling. I said, I want you to take both of these things home with you today. I want you to take both this letter and this medal home with you tonight. And I want you to think about this. I want you to think hard about the person who you are and the person who you're going to choose to be. And if you choose the latter, the medal, the person that I know you are, I want you to come into work tomorrow morning 15 minutes early. And I want you to be 15 minutes early to PT. And I want you to be 15 minutes early to every single engagement between now and 2 weeks from now. And I'll know you're 15 minutes early because I'll be there 30 minutes early. Because I wouldn't ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. Not 12 minutes, not 14 minutes, not 13, 15 minutes early. But if you can't do that, then just sign this letter of counseling and leave it on my desk and I'll take care of the rest. And I got up and I left the room. And he just stood there with the pen in his hand. And I walked out. And I left. The day was over. It was the next day. I got up earlier. I got in my car earlier. I headed to work earlier. I had to be there. Just, there was a chance. I get to the base. I get near the shop and I pull into the parking lot. And I see his car is there. And I walk into the shop. And to my surprise, he's already sitting down at his computer. He's printing out the workflow for the day, the reoccurring work, the RWP, the urgent jobs, and he's prioritizing what we need to do. And I was fucking proud. I didn't say anything. I just said, what do we got going on today, man? And he told me about what the priorities were. And I said, bet, cool. Let's go get some coffee before all that. And he got the truck keys and we headed out. Good to go. Now, I didn't find out until later, much later, that the reason why he was late that Friday morning was not because he had a slow start to the morning. It was not because he was behind a tractor. He was up late at night here in the UK trying to make phone calls to his wife, who he was battling a divorce with at the time. He was up late trying to fix his marriage, and he was up late and he was getting no sleep because of it. Let me ask you something. Why didn't I know about this? Why didn't I know that he was going through some problems? Why didn't I know that he was getting less sleep? It's because I didn't ask him. I didn't even ask. And that was a failure on my part. I failed to see the total picture. And that's what I want to talk with you about. When it comes to confrontation, I thought confrontation was just, get it done quick and move on. No. I want to share something with you that, if you're one of my prior students, if you're one of my diamonds, my warriors, my Valor Flight members, if you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm going to go into. The 4 T's. I want to share with you the 4 T's of confrontation. When it comes to confrontation, you can always alleviate what's going to happen. You can always make it a better outcome if you keep these 4 T's in mind. Number 1, total picture. The total picture. You got to see the total picture before you react to things. Great leaders, they listen, they ask questions. They listen some more, they ask more questions. They listen some more, they ask more questions, and then they respond. They're trying to see the total picture. It's kind of like the guy in that one movie a long time ago, I forget the name, but the guy who ran into the cocktail lounge, and he goes to the bar, and he goes to the guy behind the bar, and he goes, quick, I need a remedy for the hiccups. And the guy behind the bar, without even saying anything, he just reaches under the bar table, and he grabs a wet bar rag, and he just smacks him across the face. And he kind of puts the rag down, and he leans in real proud of himself, and he goes, you got the hiccups now? And the guy goes, well, no, I didn't even have hiccups in the first place. It was for my wife in the car. The guy missed the total picture. He didn't ask the right questions. You got to ask the right questions to get to the right outcome. So that's the first T, total picture. The second T, tone. Is tone important? Tone is very important. It's like one of my favorite books. It says, a harsh word will stir up anger, but a soft answer will turn away wrath. The right tone can dramatically change the outcome of any situation. It's not what you say that has an impact, has an effect on people. It's how you say it. It's always how you say it, because it has nothing to do with you. The way people perceive what you're saying has a lot to do with what's going on with them, what's going on inside them. So don't be so egotistical to think that, well, how come he didn't respond to me well? Well, it's not because of you, it's because what's going on inside. So you can change your tone and you might be able to get a better outcome. So that's the second. So you got total picture, tone. Let's talk about timing. Is there a right time to confront and a wrong time? Absolutely. Is there a right thing to say and a wrong thing to say? Absolutely. It's like how Dorothy Neville says. She says that we should strive not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more important, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. Woo! Hold on, let me say that again. We should strive not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more important, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. If only all of us knew that. If only all of us understood that. If only all of us understood that the right thing to the right person could have a dramatic impact on their lives. The right word has the potential to send someone out of this car and chasing their dreams for the rest of their life. But the wrong word can crush a person's motivation or their dreams. I'm telling you, not what I think, I'm telling you what I know. So there's total picture, there's tone, there's timing. The fourth one, what is it? You know what it is. It's temperature. Temperature. Have you ever gone in hot in a situation? What happened? You were too hot. You were too emotional. It happens to all of us. It's happened to me, it's happened to you. Being too emotional always undercuts a message that would have been far more heavy-hitting and reaching had it been delivered under an even keel, under a cooler circumstance. Sometimes you just gotta say to yourself, I can't react to this right now. I cannot react. I gotta reel it back. I gotta chill. Because if I reacted right now, the outcome would be totally worse. So, total picture, tone, timing, and temperature. If you keep these 4 T's in mind next time you have to confront someone, I guarantee you 100% the outcome will be far better than if you went in there blind. If you just went in there shooting and hoped that the dust would settle and the outcome was in your favor. 4 T's. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are chilling in my car. And we are singing like the birds sing. Not worried about who hears or what they think. I thought I heard a bird singing just a minute ago outside of my car. And I thought it was actually kind of beautiful. But he didn't care what I think. He just didn't care. I look forward to talking with you next week. Until then, stay well, stay healthy. I'll talk with you soon.